Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So this is a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for people who find themselves on this live stream without any Piscean anything, but they're resonating. So I hear someone is starving for something, whether starving for a reaction, starving for some attention, whether it's you starving, someone starving. There's some starving going on. Let's go ahead. Pull some cards. All right. Here goes. Okay, guys, here goes. So the sense that I got was something intense has been going on for some time now. Someone has been, it's either you or another person, someone has been like very quietly just going through the motions of something. Very, very quietly. Oh, Lord. Okay, well, all these cards popped up. So we'll just go ahead and use them. So this is something that's really been kept hidden, okay? Like I wouldn't even be surprised if either you have Scorpio in your chart or you're dealing with a Scorpio because of the fact that there's so much pain involved in keeping this like really, really hidden. Hold on. Lots of things hidden. All right, 2 more decks left. And then I can start. So, okay, energy shifted on the 11/11. And that allowed for quite a bit of purging to occur, a lot of clearing happening, a lot of clearing happening. And what ends up happening with that type of clearing is that there's more space for stored emotions, stored memories, stored distorted energies to rise up. So I think that's why things are rising up at this point. Definitely things coming up, either for you or for the other person. Oh God, I thought I got away with it, but I think I didn't. I just saw a glimpse of something. Okay, so let us get started. Card number 38, restore and replenish. This really, really tells me that one of you or both of you, someone, has really been depleted by, I heard years of quietly keeping this to yourself. You're surrounded with unopened messages, unacknowledged messages from your soul. For some, these unacknowledged messages might even be coming from the other person, or these might be messages you are sending another person. So these are cycles that you've been going through, perpetual cycles. I see no break in the cycle. I see it just continuing to go round and round and round. New growth, new messages, just round and round and round while you kind of crumple into yourself. That's sad. That's very sad. Card number 7, pause in your journey. So instead of running on this hamster wheel, you need to actually make a decision to pause at some point very soon. There are some things that are needing to be reassessed. There are some conclusions that you possibly have come to, or they have come to, that are just really not in alignment with what actually happened, what's going on, the thoughts and beliefs of the people involved, just a lot of like distortions. So there's a pause that's needing to be taken so that either you or the other person can see clearly. Card number 46, the future. However you see this, it's going to affect the trajectory of future events. However you see this, the future is very much going to be determined by what you choose within the next few days, okay? The whole choosing aspect of it, it's what you choose for yourself, okay? If you're even going to choose yourself. There are things that need to be put into play within the next few days. And the things that are being put into play has nothing to do with someone else. It has everything to do with you choosing your growth, really solidifying the details of your journey, allowing yourself to see yourself and your path very, very clearly. If you're still going to focus on someone else, that's going to make it a lot harder. It's going to make it harder for you to see clearly, to function in a beneficial way for yourself. It has to benefit you. It really, really does. And that might rub some people the wrong way because like, oh, all of a sudden you're selfish because now you're thinking about your growth, right? This concept of anything, if it benefits you, you're probably selfish. No, that's not always true. As a matter of fact, most of the time it's not true. Most of the time we allow ourselves to be martyred simply to hopefully have other people see that we're not selfish, we're not greedy. There's nothing selfish or greedy about choosing yourself and your growth. There really isn't. There really, really isn't. So let yourself choose yourself for once, okay? Ooh, card number 15. Excuse me, ego. The illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. I'm wondering, are you feeling trapped because you feel like you have to provide something for someone else? You feel like but they need you. Do they? Do they? Or is that something you're just telling yourself? Does whoever it is you are martyring yourself for, do they really, truly need you? Because if they don't, then what are you doing trapping yourself into a circumstance that you really shouldn't be trapped in? And in reality, are you trapped if this is something you're choosing for yourself repeatedly, day after day after day? Are you trapped or are you a willing occupant? And that's an answer only you can give yourself. So card number 42, confidence. I think this has to do with maybe lack of confidence. Like you feel like you can't do it on your own. You feel like, you can't do it on your own. Excuse me, what is going on? Okay. So card number 3, time. At some point, you're going to have to recognize you need to put some time and energy back into yourself, okay? Time, energy, and self. Card number 3. Time, energy, and self. 71% at 427. 7, 1 plus 4 plus 2 is 7. 7, 7, 7, 7. 3. 7, 7, 7 are 3 sevens. You add that all up, it comes out to 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3. Time. It's time. It's really, really time for you to remove yourself from that mindset of martyring yourself, of allowing other people to convince you that you're something you're not. Like, if you don't give everything to me, then you're greedy. You're selfish. Really? Because I'm not giving you everything that I worked for? Is that greedy or selfish? Yes, it is. But who's the greedy and selfish one? Definitely ain't you. If you worked for it, how are you greedy and selfish? You're not. Recognize, allow yourself to give yourself permission to use such an elevated level of discernment that you can recognize the bullshit. Or you can just be like, oh yeah, no, yeah, no, that's bullshit. Card number 28, sacrifice. What can you let go of? Are you sacrificing yourself for something that doesn't need your sacrifice? Ooh, that one's a deep one. Are you sacrificing yourself for something that doesn't require your sacrifice? Are you volunteering yourself for that? Because oftentimes those of us who embody that Piscean type of behavior and logic, we will volunteer to sacrifice ourselves. And after we've sacrificed ourselves, that's when we pause and like, what the fuck did I just do? What did I just volunteer for? We do this often. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just stuff that you have to recognize about yourself. Okay. So what can you let go of? What is pulling you down? What is causing you to become so like complacent in your own demise? You know, that might be a little bit dramatic for most of us, but also kind of accurate. That's what Michael says. I was like, that's a little bit dramatic, isn't it? And he goes, yeah, but also kind of accurate. So there you go. There you go. It's kind of like being stuck in quicksand. You're trying to get out of the quicksand, not to save yourself, but to save someone else. And all that movement on account of you needing to save someone else while you're in the same circumstance, it's what causes you to sink even more. I'm wondering, where is it? I'm wondering if that pause is trying to get you to stop struggling so that you'll stop sinking. Just wondering, just wondering. Card number 35, conscious connections. Ooh. So maybe this is where the starved thing comes in. So this might be a third party circumstance. Who is this? I feel like this is the representative of the Piscean. Like you've already swam away and they're over there, like the color has left them and they're just still so focused on you and this person. I'm wondering if this is your person. This is their person. They're in a relationship and they're over here still viewing you, still trying to see you. All the color, all the life has left. All the happiness has left. And this poor person is like, what the fuck's going on? Boo. You're looking somewhere else. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Whoever this is totally getting the poop end of that bargain. Okay? The poop end. They're over here trying to connect on a heart-based level. And it's almost like they have different shelters. Maybe they live together, but now in separate rooms. I don't know. Why would they need two separate umbrellas if they're that close? Because there's a separation that occurred because they're still viewing the Pisces. They're still thinking about the one that swam away. I don't know. Pisces tends to be so, I'm about to speak some truth. If you get offended easily, you might want to mute me for a second. Pisces, being a Piscean myself, we have a tendency to just fucking blind ourselves to the bullshit of the people we love. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. We have a tendency to really, really like, oh no, it might be because of this. Oh no, it might be because of that. Oh no, but I love them. We as Pisceans do that so much. And sometimes we don't even say it out loud. We just say it in our head like, oh, they just pooped on you. And you're like, oh, yeah, maybe they ate something bad and they have diarrhea. You're not a toilet though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we do this? I don't know. So by the time you swim away, shit got real dark. Shit got so dark. you had no choice but to swim. And now I think they're kind of like, oh shit, I fucked up. You did. You did. Okay, 2 of summer. Okay. Falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. Amen, Universal D. Bye-bye. I'm wondering if this is what they're thinking. And I'm not trying to encourage you guys to walk away from everybody, you know. Like, to me, sometimes I can say things in a very extreme way, and I don't really mean it that extreme. But then sometimes, again, Universal D, sometimes I'm like, fuck that. I don't care. Fuck that. I don't know if it's the Pisces or the Capricorn. Maybe the Capricorn rammed its horn into the Piscean ass. I don't know. But I just get into that like, fuck that. I'm done. No, sorry. Sorry. So, God. Oh, y'all. There's a fire burning. Card number 26, 2 being the number of guidance, 6 being the number of receiving. You're receiving guidance towards honesty. Woo. Y'all, I think I'm a twin flame channel. The fuck is this shit? Why is it always up in the reading? I thought this was some like spiritual shit. Yeah, I think it needs to be burned. Honesty. I'm gonna, you know, get all my spit off of it first, okay? Ooh. Hold on. Okay. Should I say what I was going to say? No. Okay. I won't say it. Just be honest with yourself about whatever this is. Be honest with yourself with what you know this to be, okay? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. I don't know. This is just so like contradictory, you know, where it's like turning away, trying to woo. It's just so contradictory. It's like they're looking back at how they ripped your heart out of your chest, you know, while some fictitious animal is sucking your identity out of you, sucking your face away. I'm just saying. I'm like, you know, they're like looking back at this, and then, oh, look. Oh, look at, their Nordic selves. Look at that. Their Nordic selves pities the bullshit they left you in. I mean, I'm not bitter because I haven't broken up with anybody. I'm just saying, like, sometimes that connection needs to stay in the past so you can continue to move forward. You know, I mean, this movement totally makes I'm just saying, I'm not even triggered. My trigger is broken. It's broken. It's broken. Much like my trust. Oh, Michael. I said, my trigger is broken, much like my trust, to which he says, you'll be generous enough to give it again. Oh, this is such a Piscean reading. How Piscean of okay. That was good. That was good. And he wanted to emphasize it. Um, Card number 25. Be still and listen to the spirits. You know, um, it is funny. It is funny. I have to be honest. This is funny that it keeps popping up, and I'm kind of just over it popping up. There is nothing that I can do for you that you shouldn't be doing for yourself. Please stop giving your power away and having someone outside of you who doesn't know anything about you guide your life to wherever I say it goes. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? You've just given all of your power to make your decisions away to me. I mean, I just licked a card and slapped it on my face. You really want to get advice from me? I'm just saying, like, be still and listen to the spirits. Be still and listen to the spirits. Allow yourself to hear divinity speaking, okay? Allow yourself to really, really hear it. Allow yourself to take into consideration a lot of the things that you're probably ignoring. Card number 20. Softly, softly, the tender touch. This soft conversation, this very gentle urging, this very gentle need to let you know that it's time to heal. You have to talk yourself. You have to be your greatest supporter. You just really do. You have to stop giving your power away to other things. To other people. My thing is this. This is my thing. If they wanted to be with you, they'd be right there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. As someone who has a total lifelong history of abandonment issues, rejection issues, the person that I'm married to for over 20 years at this point has at no point ever made me feel like they were going to leave me because I didn't do what they wanted or they were pissed at me. It's always been like, you are such a fucking pain in my ass, but I still love you, so stop your bullshit. If they want to be with you, they will. There's no oh, but I don't know. I don't know if he really wants me. There's no I don't knows. You know when someone wants you, and you don't want to know when someone doesn't. It's not to say that they won't change their mind later on and want you again. But I'd like to think at that point, I would have healed enough to be like, fuck you. I never needed your sloppy seconds anyways. I got something that really appreciates me and will never let me go. But I mean, that's just me. I guess I don't think like most people. Yeah. Queen of Summer, loving, comforting, emotional, intuitive. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust. Taking care of others perhaps too much. Maybe we're trying to take care of someone that doesn't want our help. Maybe we're trying to do what's right for someone who doesn't even agree with what we're saying. And it's at that point you have to be real with yourself. Who is actually starving here? Is it the person you're trying to force feed, but they're full from some other table? Or is it you starving for validation from someone outside of you? And it's not a condemnation that I'm trying to express. It's like, I'm tired of you hurting. I'm tired of this topic coming up and causing you to further hurt. 62% at 442. 62442. 6, 2 plus 4 is 6, 4 plus 2 is 6, 666. This is a highly elevated number of receiving. You're being asked to receive. From what? Well, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18, 1 plus 8 is 9. Receive a message from divinity itself. The love that you are trying to force onto someone else, how about you turn that around and give it to yourself? How about you begin to value yourself, value your opinion, take your own advice. I probably should be watching my own live streams because I need to take my own advice often, yet I don't. So I can totally relate. This is not me on a pedestal saying I know more than you. And no, we're all kind of there. We're all kind of in the same place. all of us feeling pretty jilted. Not all of us because of a twin flame, but because of the things that happen in our lives that cause us to feel like someone else needs to validate this for me because I don't know enough. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Card number 16, invisible. What if you're starving to be seen? What if you feel invisible? What if you feel unheard? What if you're starving to be seen and heard? What if it's that? It's a starvation. If you've never starved before, there's just something to it. For a short period of my life, earlier life, I did have struggles with anorexia, and I would go days without eating perfectly fine too. And there's just something about the feeling of that hollowness in your belly, like a total emptiness. Most people would have an issue with that. It's true. Most people would. 60% at 444. Most people would have an issue with that. But for those of us who have a hard time seeing our worth, our value, it's almost like we welcome that emptiness. I didn't just welcome it, I embraced it. Like that feeling of my stomach eating itself was like, ooh, I like that. Which is weird. Because why? Something in my brain, much like so many other people in this world, something in my brain kind of switched. And instead of feeling that hunger pang as like, hello, something's needed, it's like, yes, further deplete, further withhold. Let's see how long we can do this. Let's see how long we can hold on to this sense of emptiness. And you don't just do this with food. And that's one of the forms of this starvation. It's one of the forms. We fail to realize we also become socially anorexic. We become spiritually anorexic, energetic anorexics. It's crazy, right? But what we do for one subject, we could totally apply it to our whole lives. I no longer have food anorexia, but I do have a tendency to sometimes experience periods of social anorexia. Energetic anorexia. Yeah. Self-love anorexia. Self-appreciation anorexia. Yeah, no, totally. I still have to work through all these things within myself. We all do. We all do. What are you starving for the most right now? Like really ask yourself that. What are you starving for the most? To be heard? Are you trying to say something you don't have the courage to say yet? Keep working on it. Eventually, you'll find your voice. Eventually, something will trigger you enough that you have no choice but to speak. You can't cover your mouth anymore. You can't muffle the sound of your own truth escaping your lips. Do you want to be seen? Okay, well, are you still hiding? Are you hiding behind circumstance? Are you hiding behind titles? Are you hiding behind labels? Are you hiding behind your life? I used to hide behind my kids because I'm a stay-at-home mom. And when my friends years ago would ask me to go to a bar just to hang out, mommy's night, mind you, we all have children at that point. Oh no, I can't. I have to stay with my kids. My husband was he would be like, you need to go. You need to stop your bullshit and go out with other adults. I don't want to. Yeah. So whatever this is, it stems from past life. For some of us, it's past life in its traditional definition, a life before this particular lifetime. For others of us, this past life are different portions of your life, because really in one lifetime, especially for Pisceans, we end up living so many different lives. One part of our journey, we're just, we're there for our friends. Another part of our journey, we're there for our significant other, our partner. Another part of our journey, we're there either for our children, our coworkers, whatever it is, but we're never really there for us. These are all of our past lives. I've basically lived so many different lives just in this lifetime. And I'm wondering if maybe we need to revisit all those previous lives, those previous forms of you until you became what you are right now. Yeah. It's one of those things where we have to really recognize how far we've come, even within just this lifetime. We have a tendency to rebel against our own process. That's fine as long as you recognize your rebellion comes with chains. If you're consistently rebelling against yourself, you're most likely shackling yourself to your circumstance. If you don't want to address the wound, if you don't want to recognize you've been wounded, there's a boo boo right there. I'm just going to keep covering it. Oh, no, it's not there. I won't look at that arm. If it's infected, that's a really bad idea. And oftentimes, when we get wounded, especially by people we deem as some sort of divine counterpart, someone we believe so wholeheartedly that they're supposed to be with us for the rest of our lives, those wounds often have infection, you know? And it's not that you're a bad person. It's not that you're weak. It's just that you're wounded AF, like Boogie Oogie said. No, it's just that you're hurting. And if you don't address what's hurting you, you're going to start lashing out at everyone else. That's how trust issues are developed. You get hurt as a child and you didn't feel safe. And obviously, as children, we depend on others, adults that raise us to keep us safe. And you keep that mentality with you very deeply buried until you're an adult. And then now it's like, no, ain't nobody safe. Ain't nobody safe. Is it? Or is it something where we have to transcend that childhood trauma and allow ourselves to recognize, you know what, maybe I experienced that as a child so that I can learn to create safety within myself, that I am safe, not because there's someone else outside of me, but because I can handle anything that comes to me. I mean, it really might be that. It really, really might be that. So intensity. Things are about to get very, very intense. What will become very intense for you, it really is dependent on what you choose. Are you going to choose to focus on your growth and your healing? Or are you going to become more intense with your desire to try and control someone else? I'm going to tell you another really difficult thing to hear. If you're highly sensitive and you don't want your feelings hurt, you probably should mute me for a few seconds. When you try and force someone to agree with you, that's not love. You're trying to control them. Regardless of how much potential you see in them and how happy you see they could potentially make you, notice how it's like about you. That's not love. That's a very distorted form of control and oppression. Okay? So if that's what you're going to allow to become intense, it's going to be very, very painful. Very, very, very painful. And you will totally experience elevated levels of sorrow. It will feel like the doors are being closed. Absolutely, that is a form of energetic rape. Emotional, mental. I mean, you know, for people who have actually experienced the most heinous act of rape, it is very much like that. You know, you don't know until you know. And it's something that I hope you never know. But if you do know, why would you do it to someone else? Because I love them? Well, you know, because they wanted you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. The logic that people use, regardless of the behaviors, there's varying degrees, levels of depravity. But attempting to force yourself on someone, it's a very, very violent, energetic act. It's just because words? Well, how do you cast spells with words? How do you manifest things with words, with intent? Well, I just intend. It's the same thing. So you have to really focus on what you're gonna do with this intensity. It can be used to push through walls. And if those walls are the very walls that people use to keep themselves feeling safe, you are now an intruder. If you're going to push through your own boundaries and allow for expansion, that's such a productive, very, very empowering, very beautiful use of that intensity. Oh, shit. Y'all, these cards just fell out. I'm totally not trying to talk shit because this is about to get really intense. So we talked about the intensity. We talked about sorrow. For some, we're in total denial about our innocence in our circumstance. Okay. I don't know. So with schizophrenia, let's see. So delusions, symptoms of schizophrenia. Delusions, these are false beliefs that are not based in reality. Hallucinations. Disorganized thinking, extremely disorganized or abnormal motor behavior, negative symptoms, social isolation, aggression, agitation, compulsive behavior, excitability, hostility, repetitive movements, self-harm, or lack of restraint. Amnesia, belief that an ordinary event has special and personal meaning, belief that thoughts aren't one's own. I mean, this is totally describing the whole twin flame phenomena of people forcing, like, no, that's my twin. That's my... Yo. Wait, it's right over here. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying. Y'all can stay down there. Schizophrenia can stay on the floor. There was no way for me to predict any of these cards would come out because it came out in a stack. That's some shit right there. That's really some shit right there, where it's like we don't even recognize that we are exhibiting mental illness. When we behave in that way, it's a varying form of mental illness. You have to be able to really, really see what your process is, what you're trying to learn. What are you rebelling against? No, I'm not. I'm not crazy. Well, that's what the crazy people say. I know this because I thought I was crazy and I went to go see a psychiatrist. And well, I saw a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a therapist because I was insistent that I'm crazy. They said that crazy people don't come in on their own, request an evaluation, and request medication as a precursor to a flare-up. So are you rebelling against seeing your own truth, seeing how your behaviors are not so innocent, how the decisions you've made have inadvertently led to your sorrow? This is not about blame. This is about accountability. When you blame someone, blaming is all about like pointing fingers. Accountability is about opening your hand and seeing what's in it. What have you placed in your hand? What can you take ownership of for your life? The whole damn thing, the whole thing. So these things that you need to begin recognizing about yourself. And no, not everyone who believes in twin flame stuff and feels a connection with someone is insane. That's not everyone is insane, okay? We're just talking about really extreme cases. I like to think we're talking about really extreme cases. That's concerning. But it's going to help lead us to this totality, swinging to the next step of your journey, okay? Completion. Notice how I'm not talking about someone else completing you. Notice how I'm talking about how this whole process is your way to realize you are complete within yourself. There is only one person here. Okay? There's only one person in that image. I'm not talking about the people putting the puzzle together. I don't know if it's that one person or more people. I'm talking about the puzzle itself. You are your own puzzle. You are on your own with this, okay? Not that you've been forsaken, more like that you're now needing to see details about your own journey. So let me just pull out just a few more cards, okay? So let us see. Zoop. Why? Why did I listen to you? He so fucking tricked me. I dropped the deck and then in my lab and he goes, there's a dragon in there. move the top card, and I did, and fucking shit. I'm such a child. It's so easy for you to fucking play with me like this. Girl, put your big girl panties on. That's how come he always gets you to say shit. Okay. Yeah, no, this is so not a dragon. He said there was a dragon. Yo. It's not a dragon. It's a 3 of swords. This is what the card was. Okay. 3 of swords. Absence, sorrow, disappointment, strife, removal, dispersion, diversion, opposition, separation, delay. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there's a couple messages with this. The obvious, third-party circumstance. The less obvious, are those daggers placed in your heart by yourself? The 3 times in which truth was staring you in the face, and you decided to disarm the truth and ram its sword in your own heart. That's a very intense message. Deception, frustration, jealousy, broken heart. That's intense. That's intense. Never gonna believe you again. I know this deck has no fucking dragons in it. I don't know why I fucking listen to you. Okay. 6 of Wands. Letter or news coming. Victory news. Or was there a competition? Hold on. Letter or news coming. Okay. 6 of Wands. Conquest, triumph, good news, advancement, expectation, desires, realized as a result of effort. This could potentially be an indicator of like you're putting a lot of effort in your growth, and so the growth is happening. You're making tremendous progress. You just kind of needed that trigger, which is probably all the shit that I talked in this. I probably talked a lot of shit in here, and you got triggered in some way, and now you're like really assessing your life, which is good, because that's really my function, is a trigger. Why do you think I can talk so much shit so fast? I mean, that takes some skill. You can't learn that shit. I could talk shit on demand. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, well, shit. Didn't they just say maybe you recognize failure to recognize obvious facts? I think he's just talking shit about me now. Because I could have just swore, like, yeah, no, you just realized shit. And he's like, no, bitch. Is this all right? Yeah. Failure to recognize obvious facts, dissipation of ideas, illogical thinking, rebelliousness. I feel like he's like trying to spank me or something. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have welts on my spiritual ass after this reading is done. Because like the rebel, I don't know. I assume that's how I would look as a man. I think so. He's got my eyebrows. Sorry. What was I doing? Oh, that's right. Talking more shit. 8 of Cups, many problems, turning your back and walking away, knowing nothing more can be done. So I see that as energy problems. When you only have 8 cups and all 8 cups are on the table and you try to make this juice kind of like last, I mean, I don't know. I think you're going to run out of juice. I really think you're going to run out of juice. You're spreading yourself far too thin, trying to accommodate all these different potentials. You're not even just working on potentials. You're working on potentials. So, yeah, we all need to just chill. The 2 of Cups came out. Just chill. Peace of mind. Joining of 2 people. Shit. Oh, God. Joining of two people. I don't know. Some of you might find a new friend. Some of you might find a new friend. 10 of Cups. Yeah, totally. Happiness, good things, party or celebration. There you go. A lot of things to be happy about. After you took all your cups and broke those bitches on the table and walked away like a boss, now you're happy. And all you really need was 2 cups. And once you get those 2 cups, pop out a couple babies, you'll have more than 10 cups on that table. I promise you that. Promise you that. Ah! I call bullshit. I just call bullshit at this point. You got a tower moment. You got the tower. You got a tower. I'll just say it. You got a tower. You've been dethroned. What the fuck is this shit? I know. Slow down. It's too much. Woo! Okay. So you went from this to this. That sounds about right. You go from that to this to, I think this is a twin flame template. I'm not even joking. You're like, fuck this shit, I'm out, fuck twin flame shit. And then you're like, oh well, let's give it one more chance. Let's do this. And then it was like happily. And then all it took was one ignition. Give me that beep beep, that boop boop. It's just one ignition. I feel like these cards are bullshit. Simply because I don't agree. I just have to remind myself, this reading is not for me. It's not for me. For those of you who are resonating, I really hope that you're getting some clarity from this so you can avoid the ignition moment. Oh, okay. Michael says teaching avoidance is robbing you of your potentiality through lessons learned in real life. We are listening to a badass warrior angel who wears skirts and 3/4 sleeves with ruffles on them. But I think that's the fashion nowadays, right? That is, right? I think that's the fashion. Queen of Wands in reverse. Jealousy, deceit, infidelity, unstable emotions, fickleness, and resistance. That would definitely lead to a tower moment for many. Absolutely. Shall I pull from another deck? We don't want to leave the reading this way. He's like, yeah, no, I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. Let's pull from this deck really quick. Hold on. Hold on real quick. All right. 3 cards, okay? 3 cards, you guys. Only 3 cards. And then we're calling it quits. 3 cards. Here we go. Okay. All right. We got the 3 cards. So here we go. What you guys are stuck in, I can't even get it off of my hair, is an upside down politics. It is an upside down politics, and you need to, don't focus on the politics of it, okay? Focus on your growth. If you focus on your growth, you go through a phase of flowering. But that doesn't happen without your patience. You have to allow yourself to be very, very patient with your own process. Because if you're not patient with it, you're going to rush into something that you probably are better off avoiding. Okay? Don't allow your impatience with your path to affect you in such a negative, very harmful, hurt-filled way. You can avoid much of that. Obviously, you can't avoid the pain that will be necessary to teach you specific things, but you can avoid the unnecessary stuff. It's all up to you, though. All right. So I hope this cluster fluff of a reading gave whoever needed clarity the clarity they're looking for. I also hope that you guys don't hurt unnecessarily. All seriousness. That's the last thing I want to see is you hurting so unnecessarily because you listen to someone else who really has no idea what they're talking about, but presents it as though they do. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Take from this information what benefits you for your clarity. Leave the rest. This is not a how-to guide of your life and in relationships. Don't ever give someone that kind of power, myself included. Like, you have to guide me to what? To what? That's not good. All right, I gotta go. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Bye, guys.